All right, today we're diving into a story that, honestly, feels like it's straight out of a movie. We're talking about the undisputed king of AI, OpenAI, being in full-on crisis mode. And no, this isn't just some boring corporate memo. This could be a huge turning point in the entire AI race. And it all kicks off with a single internal panic button.
Yeah, you heard that right. The very company that gave us ChatGPT, the one that basically started this whole AI revolution we're living through, they've just sounded the alarm, internally. The leader of the pack is all of a sudden running scared. And the reason why? Well, it changes everything.
And look, this isn't just some rumor or speculation. These are the actual words from CEO Sam Altman himself, from a leaked internal memo. I mean, when the head of a company that's worth close to $100 billion says it's a critical time, you just know the stakes are absolutely massive. Okay, so what does this emergency declaration, this code red, actually look like on the inside? Let's break down what it really means when a tech giant like this sounds the alarm. So, a code red, think of it like a company-wide bat signal. Seriously, it means drop everything, absolutely everything, to focus on one single critical threat or, a massive opportunity. All other priorities, they get tossed aside. Suddenly, everyone's job is just to solve this one problem. And believe me, they are dropping some major projects. We're talking about things that could bring in huge amounts of money, really futuristic features. You know those plans to put ads in ChatGPT? Paused. Those super ambitious AI agents for health and shopping? Pushed to the back burner. Even their personal assistant feature, Pulse, has been completely shelved. This is a huge, huge sacrifice. The message from the top is crystal clear. Make ChatGPT better and do it now. So Sam Altman is literally reassigning entire teams, setting up daily emergency calls. The whole company's focus has just zoomed in on one thing, defending ChatGPT's throne. But defending it from what?
And that brings us to the villain of our story, I guess you could say. The reason for all this panic, this frantic scramble. It's not some software bug or a server crash. Nope. It's a competitor that has suddenly become a massive, massive threat. We're talking about Google's Gemini.
And you've just got to love the irony here. Just think about it. Back in 2022, it was Google hitting the code red button because ChatGPT just exploded onto the scene. Now, it's a complete 180. It's OpenAI in full panic mode, and it's all because of Google's new model, Gemini 3. Talk about the tables turning. The hunted has officially become the hunter. And look, this isn't just about hype or what people are saying online. It's about the users. Okay, so ChatGPT still has a mind-boggling 800 million weekly users. That's huge. But check out Gemini's growth. It's already hit 650 million monthly active users. Now, I know weekly versus monthly isn't a perfect apples-to-apples comparison, but that's not the point. The point is the trajectory. Gemini is closing that gap way, way faster than anyone at OpenAI is comfortable with. For sure. And the praise for Gemini 3 has been, kind of deafening. I mean, you have the CEO of Salesforce, Mark Benioff, a huge name in tech, publicly saying he's ditching ChatGPT and calling the leak to Gemini insane. When someone like that says something, the rest of the industry really, really listens. That's the kind of thing that can start a real user exodus.
It's also climbing the leaderboards. In fact, Gemini 3 has snagged the #1 spot on the Arena leaderboard. Now, this is a really big deal, because this isn't some lab test. Arena is a crowdsourced platform where real people like you and me put these models head-to-head and vote on which one gives the better answer. And the verdict is in. Right now, users are preferring Gemini.
So this whole battle goes way beyond just features and user numbers. We're talking about a high-stakes war here, fueled by absolutely insane amounts of money. And, totally different strategies.
Get ready for this number, because it's almost hard to wrap your head around. Over $1 trillion. Let me put that in perspective for you. That is more than the entire economy of most countries on Earth. And that's the estimated financial commitment OpenAI has made just for the cloud computing and the chips they need to run their models. Can you even imagine the pressure to make a return on that kind of money? It's just unimaginable. And this is where we get to a really crucial point. Their business models are just worlds apart. See, on one hand, you have Google. They can afford to just burn through billions on AI research because their super profitable search and ad business pays for everything. But on the other hand, you have OpenAI, which isn't profitable yet. They survive completely on these massive fundraising rounds. And that, right there, is a huge competitive disadvantage. And, as you can imagine, this has led to some pretty sharp criticism. You've got analysts like Robert Siren from Reuters basically arguing that OpenAI's constant stream of announcements and their need for huge amounts of cash, it points to a company that's trying to do way too much, way too fast. He calls it an attention deficit and suggests that might be a big part of the problem they're facing right now.
But listen, you should absolutely not count OpenAI out just yet, because according to that very same leaked memo, they have a counterpunch ready to go. They're planning to release a brand new model, one focused on what's called simulated reasoning, which is basically an AI that can think through complex, multi-step problems, and it's supposedly coming out as soon as next week. Internal tests are apparently suggesting it might just jump right over Gemini 3. So yeah, this race is far from over.
And this just perfectly sets up the huge question we're all left with. OpenAI's Code Red is a massive signal that its time as the completely unchallenged champ is over. We are now officially in a two-horse race. So the only question left is this just a temporary crisis for ChatGPT, or is its reign as the undisputed AI king actually coming to an end?